Hello, Virgo. I'm Anna, and welcome to the channel. Mm. Okay, Thursday, April 9th, 2026 marks convergence point where multiple energetic streams that have been building separately are going to collide in ways that create irreversible shift in your romantic trajectory and in broader life circumstances. And the urgency of watching this before that date isn't dramatic effect, it's practical necessity, because what you do in these next few days will determine whether you capitalize on what Thursday brings or whether you let it pass without recognizing its significance until it's too late to respond optimally. And the love element is central, not peripheral. This is happening now. This is immediate. When I say you need to watch this before Thursday specifically, I mean that Wednesday, April 8th is your last full day of preparation before Catalyst arrives. After Thursday, you'll be in the situation, reacting to developments, navigating changes that are already in motion. But right now, today, you still have time to prepare, to position yourself, to make choices that set you up for best possible outcome. Let me describe what's converging on Thursday and why romantic situation is at heart of this convergence. First stream, clarity that's been building is going to crystallize. You've been confused about where you stand with someone, uncertain about their feelings, their intentions, their level of commitment, reading signals that seem contradictory, getting mixed messages that leave you constantly guessing. That ambiguity ends Thursday. Or begins. Ending clarity often comes in waves rather than single moment, but Thursday is when first definitive wave hits. Clarity might come through conversation they initiate, finally saying directly what they've been hinting at or avoiding, making declaration that removes all doubt about where they stand. I want to be with you. I love you. I'm not ready for this. I've met someone else. Whatever. It's clear. No more wondering. No more interpreting. Or clarity might come through action that speaks louder than words ever could. They introduce you as their partner. They make commitment gesture. They pull away definitively. They choose someone else publicly. Behavior that demonstrates what words haven't clarified. Or clarity might come through recognition inside you, your own feelings suddenly becoming undeniable, your own truth about what you want and don't want becoming impossible to ignore. The fog lifting not because external situation changed, but because internal knowing finally broke through confusion. Second, choice point is arriving where fence-sitting is no longer a viable option. You've been able to exist in maybe, in we'll see, in I'm not sure yet, in comfortable ambiguity that protects you from having to commit or walk away. Thursday ends that comfort. Thursday forces decision, yours, theirs, or circumstances making decision for both of you. You can't stay in limbo anymore. Can't keep one foot in and one foot out. Can't maintain option while exploring other options. Can't keep person on hook while deciding if you want them. The situation is going to demand that you choose. And your choice or their choice will set trajectory that's much harder to change once set. Third stream, opportunity that won't remain available indefinitely is presenting itself. Window opening that will close if not entered quickly. Romantic opportunity person who's interested now but won't wait forever for your decision. Person who's available now but circumstances are changing that will make relationship impossible soon. Or opportunity that affects romantic situation, job offer requiring relocation that would separate you from person you're involved with or position you near person you want to be with. Invitation to event or situation where significant meeting or reconnection could occur. Opportunity has expiration date, and that date is approaching fast. Let's pause here. This reflection invites you to consider what romantic situation in your life has felt stuck in ambiguity that needs resolution. Maybe a relationship that's undefined. You're acting like couple, but nobody said we're together. You're invested emotionally, but there's no official commitment. You're exclusive, but it's not acknowledged. And that undefined state is becoming painful. You need to know if this is going somewhere or if you're wasting time on connection that will never become what you want it to become. Or maybe person you have feelings for who hasn't reciprocated clearly. They're friendly, but you can't tell if it's romantic interest or just friendliness. They're attentive, but you don't know if they're attracted or just kind. And the not knowing is torture. You need definitive answer so you can either pursue or move on instead of existing in perpetual hope mixed with doubt. Or maybe relationship that's dying but hasn't officially ended. Connection that's clearly not working but that neither of you has had courage to end. Love that's faded but momentum keeps you going through motions, and you need it to either revive genuinely or end definitively instead of the slow, painful deterioration. Or maybe EX situation where you can't tell if reconciliation is possible or if you need to fully let go. They're giving mixed signals. You're getting breadcrumbs. You don't know if there's real chance or if you're being strung along, and you need to know so you can either recommit to trying or commit to moving on. This reflection invites you to consider if you had to make definitive choice about your romantic situation by Thursday, what would that choice be? Why Thursday specifically matters requires explanation because dates aren't usually this specific unless there's actual astrological, numerological, or circumstantial significance. April 9th, 2026 falls on Thursday, day associated with expansion, growth, opportunity, forward movement, Jupiter energy, day that opens rather than closes. And numerologically, the 9th of April 2026 reduces in ways that indicate completion of cycle and beginning of new one. Endings and beginnings happening simultaneously, threshold moment, but more practically than symbolic significance. Thursday, April 9th is when events converge. When person makes move they've been building toward. When circumstances shift that force, decision, when information becomes available that changes everything. It might be conversation scheduled for that day, meeting or date or encounter that's already on calendar. Or it might be spontaneous development that occurs specifically then. But Thursday is catalyst day. Day things move after period of stagnancy. And if you're not prepared, if you haven't thought through what you want, what you'll say, how you'll respond, what boundaries you need. You'll react poorly. You'll freeze when you should speak. You'll agree when you should decline. You'll stay when you should walk away. You'll walk away when you should fight. This reflection invites you to consider, what would you need to be clear about before Thursday to make best possible choice when moment arrives? Let me address the love element specifically, because this isn't just about dating strategy or relationship logistics. This is about opening to love or closing to love. And that choice has ramifications beyond single relationship. You've been defended, understandably. You've been hurt before, disappointed before, let down by people you trusted, betrayed by people you loved. And those experiences taught you to protect yourself, to not trust too easily, to not hope too readily, to not believe declarations without extensive proof, to not invest fully until you're absolutely certain reciprocation is guaranteed. But absolute certainty is MYTH. It doesn't exist in love. Love is risk, always, unavoidably. And by defending yourself so thoroughly against potential pain, you're also defending yourself against potential joy. You're not just protecting your heart from being broken again, you're preventing your heart from being filled again. Thursday is invitation to take risk, not reckless risk, not blind risk, but conscious, courageous risk of being vulnerable with person who might hurt you, but who also might love you properly. Risk of saying, I love you first, without knowing if they'll say it back. Risk of committing without guarantee it'll work out. Risk of choosing someone without certainty they won't leave. And if you're not willing to take that risk, if safety is more important than possibility, then you need to be honest about that with yourself and with person waiting for your answer. Because keeping them in limbo while you wait for risk-free guarantee isn't fair to them or to you. This reflection invites you to consider, are you more afraid of being hurt again, or more afraid of missing real love because you're too defended to receive it? What you need to do between now and Thursday to prepare for whatever's coming, get clear on what you actually want, not what you think you should want, not what would be easiest or safest or most logical. What do you actually want in your heart? Relationship with this specific person, or freedom to explore other options, commitment or continued casualness, them or someone else, romance, or solitude while you heal. Write it down, say it out loud, make it concrete instead of keeping it abstract and changeable. Identify your non-negotiables. What are absolute requirements for you to say yes to relationship? What are deal breakers that mean you need to say no regardless of feelings? Don't wait until you're in emotional conversation to figure this out. Know now. Practice saying what you need to say. If you need to confess feelings, practice confession. If you need to set boundary, practice boundary. If you need to end something, practice ending. Words feel different when spoken aloud than when rehearsed mentally. Practice makes actual moment easier. Clear space for potential shift. If relationship is about to deepen, you need time and energy for that. If relationship is about to end, you need time and energy for grieving. If new person is about to enter, you need availability. Don't have every hour scheduled. Don't be so committed to current reality that you can't pivot into new one. Tell trusted person what you're facing and what you're thinking. Having witness and sounding board helps clarify your own thoughts, helps you process in real time instead of getting lost in your own head. Choose someone who can be honest with you rather than just validating whatever you say. And prepare emotionally for multiple possible outcomes. Best case scenario, what you want happens. Prepare to receive that without sabotaging through disbelief. Worst case scenario, what you fear happens. Prepare to survive that without falling apart. Middle scenarios, partial yes, conditional maybe, delayed decision. Prepare to navigate those without immediately interpreting them as rejections. This reflection invites you to consider what emotional support would you need if Thursday brings rejection instead of reciprocation. Let me address what happens if you don't watch this before Thursday, if you don't prepare, if you just let Thursday arrive without conscious readiness. You'll be caught off guard when moment comes. You'll react instead of respond. You'll say things you don't mean or fail to say things you do mean. You'll freeze and let opportunity pass because you're not ready to grab it. You'll agree to things you don't want because you're not clear about your boundaries. You'll miss signs because you're not watching for them. And you'll spend weeks afterward wishing you'd handled it differently, wishing you'd been braver or clearer or more present. Thursday will still happen. Events will still unfold. Choices will still be made by you, by them, by circumstances, but your participation in those choices will be reactive instead of intentional. And reactive choices often create regrettable outcomes. Alternatively, if you do prepare, if you do get clear, if you do make conscious choices about how you want to show up Thursday, you'll navigate moment with grace instead of panic. You'll say what needs to be said. You'll make choices that align with your actual values and desires instead of just reacting from fear. You'll either get what you want or you'll have closure about what's not possible. Either way, you'll move forward instead of staying stuck in ambiguity. And you'll respect yourself for showing up courageously instead of regretting missed opportunity or poor choices made in reactive state. This reflection invites you to consider, what would showing up courageously look like for you on Thursday? Let me be specific about what love urgency means, because urgency often gets misinterpreted as desperation, but that's not what this is. Urgency means the conditions that make this opportunity possible won't last indefinitely. Person who's interested now might not stay interested if you keep them waiting too long. Window that's open now might close if you don't walk through it promptly. Urgency means your own readiness might not last. You might be brave enough to risk vulnerability now, but if you wait, fear might rebuild walls that are currently slightly lowered. Urgency means life doesn't pause while you decide. Other opportunities, other people, other circumstances keep moving. And if you're frozen in indecision, you get left behind. But urgency does not mean accept less than you deserve, because time pressure makes you desperate. Stay in wrong situation because leaving feels too hard. Choose poorly because you're afraid of being alone. Urgency means act consciously, not act desperately. If Thursday brings clarity that this person isn't right for you, urgency means accepting that truth and moving on quickly instead of prolonging what's already dead. If Thursday brings clarity that this person is right but you're too scared, Urgency means pushing through fear to take risk while courage is available. If Thursday brings opportunity to meet someone new, urgency means being open to that instead of dismissing it because timing feels inconvenient. Whatever Thursday brings, urgency means responding to it actively instead of passively hoping it resolves itself. You remain in complete control of how you prepare for Thursday and how you respond to whatever it brings. You can be intentional or reactive, clear or confused, brave or defended. The power is yours. It always has been. You may notice reading this has created both excitement and anxiety. Excitement that finally something might shift. Anxiety about what that shift might reveal or require. Whatever you're feeling, honor it. Take what resonates. Softly release the rest. Trust yourself. Before we close, I want to ask you something. What would you need to happen on Thursday to feel like love is finally moving forward in your life instead of staying stuck? Drop it in the comments. And this, are you more afraid of person you want not loving you back, or of them loving you back and you having to risk being vulnerable? Please watch this before Thursday, April 9th, 2026, because that date marks convergence, where romantic clarity crystallizes, choice becomes necessary, opportunity presents itself, and your preparedness determines whether you navigate those developments with grace and intention or with reactive panic that creates regrettable outcomes. And the love element is urgent because windows don't stay open indefinitely and courage doesn't last forever. And the person or opportunity available now might not be available if you wait too long to decide. Not next week, not eventually. Thursday, 3 days away. Trust yourself with this trust that you're capable of being vulnerable, even though it's terrifying. Trust that you can handle rejection without it destroying you. Trust that you can receive love without sabotaging it. Trust that Thursday is catalyst, not catastrophe. See you in the next one, and listen, Thursday brings movement after stagnancy. Prepare for it now. Get clear on what you want. Practice being brave. Show up ready to participate in your own love story instead of watching it happen to you. Stay clear, stay brave, stay open. Thursday is Catalyst Day. Be ready for it. Take care.